Yeah. She just wanna date a rapper or a singer, entertainer. She can see the movement popping, so she keep me on retainer. If I'm in the picture, crop it. See you later. See you later. See you later. She just wanna date a rapper or a singer, entertainer. She can see the movement popping, so she keep me on retainer. If I'm in the picture, crop it. See you later. Yeah. See you later. See you later. Yeah. I'm never one to get too involved, so good luck with trying to get through it all.
Put your hands together again one more time for Act One.
Thank you.
All right, before we hop into some more questions for Ausar, I got a quick announcement. There was a set of Dodge keys found on the floor. They are currently at the box office. If you have lost your Dodge keys, check your pockets. If you did, they are at the box office, okay? All right. So I definitely understand why you call Act One the foundation. Mm-hmm. I felt that. So I know we kind of talked about Act One being the foundation, but why did you decide to break the project up into acts? Like, that's not really common when it comes to albums.
For sure. So I actually cannot take all the credit for that. I think we definitely set the foundation and the storyline, but after we had finished the album and completed it, Will actually went back and looked at it and was just like, there is a clear theme and motif for each section of your project. And after he kind of went through it with me, I was like, no, you're absolutely right. Like, there really is. And he saw it before I did, so yeah.
I love that. I think that's really dope. So I love how you said it was foundational, and I think that a lot of those tracks were very transparent. I really want to know about Poster Child, because for me, that was the most personal and transparent song in that act. Mm-hmm. How does it feel to be labeled as a poster child?
It's crazy. I think, you know, when you start the journey on something, like you have these big dreams and goals, right? But they always seem so far away. But as you continue to just work on them incrementally, you'll look up and you'll be like, wow, we are a lot closer to a lot of the goals that we had than I thought. And then some of them we might have aimed too low at. And I feel like as we continued on our journey, we found ourselves in that position a lot. Seeing ourselves and being in rooms where people are acknowledging the work that we do, and like just being out and about and people going, hey, I know you. I've seen the work that you do. I listen to your music. Like, I'm a big fan, or I appreciate what you're doing. That's been crazy to experience in real time. Sometimes it can be kind of jarring, but I'm grateful for it. It's dope.
Absolutely. So one thing I learned is that you don't answer your phone.
As my family claps in the front.
And I don't know if you did that on purpose for this project, but tell me why it was important for you to include the voicemails and the voice memos into the whole album.
For sure. Yeah, first of all, no, I don't answer my phone. But as it pertains to the voicemails, because this project was so personal and vulnerable to me, and it was really my origin story, like, I felt like it was very pivotal for me to include the people who were special to me, or the people who are part of my story. A lot of those voicemails that you hear, the people who are even on them didn't even know they were on them until sitting here right now, today. So I just felt like it was necessary, and it's crazy, even as we continue to go through the project, how well everything aligns, because that was something we did much later through the process. Me and Ro sat and we were listening through things, and we were just like, how do we continue to transition between songs? And we found one, and then I would go through my voicemails, and I was just like, this tells the story. Like, this is what we need. So it was crazy.
So I want to know, what has been the biggest win that you've taken so far in your career?
The biggest win? Mm-hmm. That's a great question. In all honesty, I think the biggest win that I've had for myself is finally getting to a point where I believe in who I am. Yeah. I feel like even like I was talking about NWIN for a long time, I did not think a lot of the dreams and aspirations that I had were really tangible. I now am fully confident in what it is I do. I know I've put the work in. I know this is where God has me, and I'm comfortable in moving forward in it and knowing that's what's next. Yeah.
I love that. So right before we get into Act 2, I want to ask, how did publicly dealing with a loss on Rhythm and Flow affect the way you like approach your artistry now, and how you take your wins and how you now take losses?
Nah, for sure. I think it was a necessary step in the process, to be real with you. I think before the episode came out, I didn't even want to share it. Like, they had sent all the briefs and stuff through the email, and they were just like, oh, we're dropping it this day. I hadn't told nobody. I was just like, I really don't want nobody to see this because I feel like there's going to be a certain perception behind it. But then it dropped, and everybody was super supportive. Like, just because I was on it, just because they were like, that's another step in your journey, regardless of where you went. They treated it like I won. And that showed me a lot. It also built some callous, right? Like, I don't think you can really get to a place where you can continue to be successful unless you take some failures first, because you won't be prepared for it. So I count that all as my preparation process.
I love that. Are you ready to get into Act 2?
Let's do it. Y'all ready?
Let's do it.
Cool.
So you named Act 2, Why Do You Want It? So what's Ausar's why?
I think my why is, like, it can be summed up very simply. And my why is because I want to change lives. Like, I want to change the lives of the people around me. I feel like, you know, this is truly my love and my passion. But if I don't feel like I'm reaching people, or like this is meaningful work, I couldn't do it. So it's to change lives.
Got you. Okay. I got to be PrettyRiot for a
Go
second.
ahead.
All right. If you can hear me say yurt. If you can hear me say yurt. All right. Now, I know y'all back there at the bar. I know you probably seeing some folks that you mix and mingling with. But please just respect the mic, y'all. We can't hear the conversation. So I want everybody that's here to be able to fully experience it and get the answers to these questions. So just try to keep it down for me, all right? Can I get a verbal all right? All right. We good. Okay, so why do you want it so bad? Well, hold on. You go ahead if you... Would you about to... Go ahead.
I was gonna move back.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay. But yeah, in terms of why I want it so bad, it's because it's what I love. Like, I love.
Should I be moving back too?
Can y'all hear her well? Yeah. All right, for sure. I just know that there was feedback in my mic. Okay. All right. Okay, for sure. But no, it's because I genuinely love what I do. Like, anybody who knows me very well knows that if I'm not motivated, it ain't happening. Who said that? But that is very truly the case. With music, it was very instant for me. Nobody had to prime me. Like, I wanted to wake up and do this every day. I wanted to make sure I was applying 110%. Like, this is one of the few things that I am very okay with dedicating everything I have to.
Absolutely. I love that you kind of touched on motivation, because I wanted to speak on that. Considering you went through so many different phases and putting the album together, and so much time, like we got hit with a pandemic. Like, yeah. I know that messed up a lot of people's creative process. So how did you like actually keep yourself motivated to finish this project after you kind of have been talking about it for so long?
I completely attribute that to my team and everybody y'all see up here today. Yeah.
Round of applause.
Please get them a round of applause. I'll tell y'all a short story. Most of you all may already know, but I was working on an album called David at one point. Yeah. Huh? We had been working on that album for like 5 years, and I scrapped it. I scrapped the whole thing. Not a single song from that made it to this album. And it was because I just wasn't in that place anymore, and I was scared to tell my team that I wanted to move on and move forward. But when I finally did, no one gave me any pushback. Everybody was very supportive, and they were just like, if this is where you are now, pursue it. Get to the end of it, because this is probably what it is you need. They were absolutely right, because that 5-year process turned into a 1.5-year process of us finishing this album.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. Can y'all hear me good? Okay, it just sounded a little lower. So how do you deal with like the outside pressures of being an artist, especially considering that social media plays such a big role in your music career? Because when you make announcements and stuff on social media, you kind of got to stick to that. So how do you deal with that?
I'll be lying, but
I appreciate the honesty. I appreciate that.
But I get what you're saying. No, I think one of the things that I've been learning to do, and my team keeps me very on point about, is never taking myself too serious, right? Because I think when you know that the public eye is on you, there's this inclination to like have to present at all times. And if you know me, you know I'm not gonna do that. I stay authentically who I am in all rooms and all spaces. And even when it's time to promote music or do anything else outside of what I'm typically comfortable with, I just make sure I do it as me. Like, nothing changes. And that's how I kind of acquiesce through that.
Absolutely. So I'm ready to get into Act 3.
Before we get into Act 3,
Okay.
really quick, Adebola Adeyemo, if you could raise your hand for me really quickly. If you could, everybody say, hey, Bola. So on Training Wheels, she was actually the vocalist on that song. If we could all give her a round of applause. That's all I wanted. Okay, we can get back to regularly scheduled programming. You can't hide.
So Act 3 is
sure.
about sacrifice. So talk to me about your biggest sacrifice so far.
Biggest sacrifice so far? That's a question.
I know. That's why I asked
That's
it.
a question. Man, I don't know. You funny. I heard that. No, I think, honestly, I feel like learning patience required a lot of sacrifice. Like, I don't think there's one sacrifice I can go to, like, this was my biggest, but everything that it took for me to learn patience was my biggest sacrifice. Because I'm not a very patient person a lot of times, especially if it's something that, like, I really, really want. Whoever said agreed, I heard you. So I think this process taught me a lot about that. Like, even this album making process taught me a lot about that. A lot of the songs, thank you. A lot of the songs that we wrote in this section also kind of have to deal with patience in some ways, because specifically like Ghosted, it's a song about me not taking the time to actually right my wrongs or to have conversations due to uncomfortability, etc. And situations like that teach you patience. And so, not to jump ahead of you, but I feel like a lot of these songs in this section,
Yeah. All right.
no, but a lot of the songs in this section are very vulnerable about that time that it took for me to learn patience. That's one of the things we really wanted to lock in on for this full album, was just me being vulnerable and telling my whole story. Because I feel like people get snapshots of who I am. But this is like, by the end of this album, I feel like you should have a very good idea of who I am and what it is that I deal with.
Absolutely. So considering that, I want to know, we talked about sacrifice. What are some of the most pleasurable things about making music for you?
I think, it's funny, Ro has this saying, or something that he repeats to me, I should say, is live by the applause, die by the applause, right? But I think sometimes it is easy to get caught up in just the applause, like knowing that people are rooting and cheering you on, and that you making moves. But if you get too caught up in that, when they're not there no more, it's a low feeling. It's a very low feeling. And so that's another thing that I've had to work on through the process, but definitely a very pleasurable thing.
Absolutely. So have you ever ghosted an opportunity?
Ghosted an opportunity? Yes. I've ghosted an opportunity, but I feel like any opportunities that I've ghosted may have been an opportunity, but they were not my opportunity.
How do you determine the difference? Oh, go ahead. I feel that. I feel that because period. I feel that because what's for you is always going to be for you.
Absolutely.
So how do you determine the difference between an opportunity that's for you and an opportunity that might just be passing you by?
I think God lets you know. Like, I think...
Period. Amen.
Yeah, I think that's the truth of the matter. Like, if you find yourself having to force an opportunity because you're like, oh, this might work for me, chances are, if you have to force or conform to whatever the parameters are, like, it's probably not for you. Anything that, like, God has for you, it'll align, as long as you're doing what you need to do.
All right. That was a word. So I really got to know, why women can't date rappers?
Oh, rappers can be very fickle people a lot of times. I took.
That agree was loud. She said that with her chest. She said agree. Okay.
So I'm not gonna talk for all rappers, but I am. I took the opportunity to tell on myself, specifically with the second half of Don't Date Rappers. It's also probably my favorite verse I wrote for this entire project. Thank you. Because it feels very honest. Like, when you pursuing a dream, a lot of times you can be very selfish in that pursuit. And I feel like a lot of the creatives I know, when we have conversations, they talk about it too. How, I don't think I have time for this. I don't think I have time for that, like, in my pursuit. And you can get very one-track minded. So, yeah.
All right, I'll take that as an answer.
For sure.
I'll take it. All right, so I've been enjoying the album so far. I'm ready to get into the final act and get into Act 4. Y'all ready? All right, let's do it. All right. Hey, y'all gonna have to listen to it when it drops, because we on the time constraint, I ain't gonna lie. Look, just being honest. All right, so the album was great. I just wanted to say that. The album was great. I just have just a few more questions before I get out of your hair. I realized that I sat up here and I did not ask you, why did you name the album I Now Know?
For sure. I think the album was called I Now Know because it was about every lesson I had to go through to get to this point. Like, it tells the story of how we got here. It tells you everything that I've dealt with until we get here. And in each one of those lessons, in each one of those stories, like, I took something away from that. Also, when you abbreviate it, it's ink. I now know it's ink. And we talk about the idea of permanence and what it means to make a permanent mark on the world around you. A lot of times people will attribute that to, like, accolades. But at the end of the day, what I'm figuring out that means to me is just making a long-lasting mark in the lives of the people around me. Yeah.
That was such a solid answer to that question. I absolutely love that. So, speaking of ink and permanent, if you had to choose a mantra or a Bible verse to tattoo on you, what would it be and why? Not I just, yeah, I did.
Can I get a second? That's kind of heavy. Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. I was not prepared for that. I feel like I've had.
That's why I asked it.
I don't know, to be honest with you. But when I think about verses that typically resonate with me, a lot of them deal with faith. And not to backtrack, but the reason that the album before this was going to be called David is because I resonated with the biblical story of David. So as I was sitting and reading through his story and reading through like the amount of faith that he had in the calling God had for his life and for what he was supposed to do and how he was called to leadership, like all of that resonates with me. And so, yeah, that would be my answer.
Okay, so, oops, I had a question. I slid
Take
up.
your time.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
Don't take your time.
So, because I'm actually about to read some lyrics.
Okay.
Okay. So
scared.
on I Now Know, you say, when Will say I'm a legend, it don't feel like pretend now. Mm-hmm. So talk to me about like doubt and like imposter syndrome as an artist and how you overcome that, because that's a strong statement to say like this don't feel pretend no more. So talk to me about that.
I think it takes everybody a while to understand who they are. I think you have to, it's a process, but you have to claim it for yourself. You can't find that sense of self in any accolades. You can't find it in anything anybody can tell you. I think it takes that self-assurity for me. Like, I think it also stems back to, once again, like the calling I know God has placed on my life. And just knowing that that's where I stand. I know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And with that being the case, I don't have any doubt in that anymore. I know I can stand in any room and give a message that's gonna resonate with people.
So it's safe to say you're a legend now.
I guess so.
I'm sorry. Out of all the trophies that you've collected in life, which one has been the most valuable to you, and what's the biggest lesson you've learned?
You are good.
I try.
Biggest trophy. Not to be that guy, but like it's this. Like this to current date is like a crowning achievement of mine. And once again, and I'm gonna take some time. What we looking like on time? Because I'm finna get in the bag. So
I think we good.
I bet I'm about to get in the bag, just so y'all know. All right, so going through this process and being able to not only tell my story, but tell it with these people who are up here legitimately meant the world to me. I cannot tell you how many instances where before this I have doubted, where I have been unsure, but to have this village out here that has come to support and to have these people, it's just crazy. Am I gonna do these individual shout outs real quick? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. All right, cool. So we're gonna start with this guy all the way in the back, Mr. Stoneface here. All that crazy bass that y'all hear throughout the entire project, that's this man. So thank you, bro. I appreciate you. If we can have Southpaw Suede, please stand up. Yes. The track that kind of inspired a lot of the art direction was Trophies. Suede is the producer of that track. Suede also, and I've never told Suede this, but Suede came in during the album process during a time where we were still figuring things out. And me and Ro had been in there just trying to figure out what new we were going to bring to the table. And him and another homie of ours, Pat Jr., came into a couple of the sessions, and just the energy they brought and their input really helped cultivate and mold how we approach this. So thank you. Can we have my boy Josie Green stand up real quick? Yeah. So real quick about Josie. First of all, Josie this is my brother. Not by blood, but this is my brother. Josie, when I got to U of I, was one of the first people who actually worked with me and took me under their wing and invested in me outside of my family. Josie and me have this thing where whenever I call him to get on a project of mine, he decides to lose his mind and just send the craziest verse I've ever heard. I think we're 3 projects deep on that so far. Josie has my favorite verse on this entire project. So thank you, bro. I appreciate you for being part of this. Tonight, hello. Let me tell y'all, Tonight is so talented and just a breath of fresh air and just the nicest person in the world. Came into the session and immediately, she was on the song Pleasure. So those vocals you hear in the background of that joint are all her. She came into that session and immediately sauced that joint up. It quickly became one of my favorite songs after she got on it. So I want to thank you again for taking your time and your talents and being part of this. I'm not going to play. Vic, if we could have you stand up, please. Let me tell y'all. Okay, so Vic, I don't even know what role to give her. Creative brand architect, you know what I'm saying? AKA the sauce. Vic just comes in and elevates everything that she's a part of. Vic has done everything from creative direct for me to style me to just give her input on things we doing. She is a creative genius. To have her on the team means the world. Thank you for everything you've contributed. This cool dude right here in the glasses, in the back in the shades, is Elijah LaFleur. Eli is on Spoiled. And Eli is also just one of the greatest people you will ever meet. He just enters any room and immediately brings good energy. Very, very solid dude. Very happy to have you as a friend, and thank you for being a part of this process. Appreciate you. It pains me that I'm about to have to be nice for 2 seconds. I'm not gonna lie to you. DJ Lena Vance, if I could have you stand. Okay, so Lena and I have been friends since high school. This is my homie. As much as I give her a hard time because I can, I do, and I'm not ashamed of it. Lena is like family to me. This has been my DJ since forever. Been with me through the mud and has always just stuck with me. And I am glad to have you here with me. I wouldn't want nobody else. See, I was nice. Mr. Sam Williams, if you could please stand for me. That's right. So, the song that I had earlier on that had all the choir and stuff on it, Poster Child, the man who arranged and made all that happen is this man here. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I was so nervous about the day of because I didn't know how this was gonna go or how we were gonna make it work. But he came in, it was quick, it was succinct, it was professional, and me and Ro were blown away. And the way the track sounded after it was done, oh my goodness. So thank you for lending your talents. Tell all of the youth, thank you for lending us their talents. We appreciate you. So the next person I have standing here, who I kind of look like, This is my father, everyone. So I didn't tell my dad at all that I was using any of the voicemails that he sent me, as you could probably tell in his reaction. But I felt like they were so important to understand our relationship. Though you did not have a direct part in this project outside of the voicemails, a lot of the conversations that we had, a lot of your input, and just who you are as a man directly translated to this project. And I appreciate you, and I love you. If I could have Pastor stand for me really quickly. So this is my bonus pops. This is my what do I want to say? This is my guy. I love him very much. The outro, the man you hear singing on the outro, is actually him. Yeah. Thank you for taking the time out to actually be there and making sure this happened. I felt like that was the perfect summation of this album, the perfect way to end it. And that meant a whole lot to me. So thank you. I love you and I appreciate you.
By the way, I call him Tay-Tay.
Anywho. So, if we could have our special guest, the Mind, stand up for me really quickly. So this was really, really dope because I don't think we've ever had this conversation. But like, I've been listening to the Mind's music like for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And have always enjoyed it. And to actually like get to know you as a person and to have you be a part of this and be a part of this project was really, really dope. And I appreciate you for it. And also the way it happened, it was really fire too, because we had been sitting with the track. He was on Tattoo, the joint that was with Josie as well. And we had been sitting with it, and we knew the track was good, but we were just like, there's something missing. We sat and we thought, we were just like, nah, he would be perfect. He came through and he delivered, as he so often does. So thank you, bro. I appreciate you. If we could have Sharon Olivia stand up real quick. So Ren is the beautiful voice that you hear on 2 songs. She is on backgrounds on Spoiled, and then she is the featured artist on Fatigue. And I saw y'all when her voice came on Fatigue. I was watching y'all. So I know she did what she had to do. So if everybody could give Ren a round of applause just for her. Yeah, being such an incredible artist and great person, I appreciate you. Thank you for being a part. Ah, my guy. If we could have my guy Steve stand up really quickly. So let me tell y'all about Steven, man. Steven has quickly become a really, really, really good friend of mine. Steven and I we started linking with each other for some photography for a store that he was working for. And I remember after having that first shoot, I was just like, this is really, really dope. I really love his work. And so we started working a little bit more consistently. And as we started going into the album, we were just like, who do we want to shoot all of this, right? And so we went through a few different photographers, but we were just like, nah, the way Steven captures you, like, it has to be him. For every single you all see, and for the album cover, that was Steven. Not only is Steven an incredible, incredible, incredible photographer, He's just an incredible creative in general and genuinely just the most kind-hearted, genuine person I have ever met, bro. So thank you so much for being a part of this process. Noel. So some of you all might hear this project and think, man, this kind of sounds like church in some ways, right? A little bit? For sure. Okay. Part of that is just due to the fact that we had an incredible keys player throughout the entire project and a music director at that. That is Noel. I want to be very, very, very clear. I am giving everybody their flowers, but there are a few people on this project that had they not been here, this project just would not have happened at all, right? Noel is absolutely one of them. If he was not here with us, this project does not exist. So I want to tell you, thank you, bro. Thank you for being there. Thank you for all the time that you put into this. We don't take it for granted at all. We love you and we appreciate you, bro. Oh, my boy, Wildlife Willie. Oh, my goodness. So the one thing I want to thank Willie for before anything else is just thank you for dealing with me and Ro on a daily basis. In every one of the sessions that we had, Willie was there doing the assistant engineering for and just setting up the sessions and was a pivotal part of this process, bro. Willie was there every day giving his input, just making sure things sounded correct, helping Ro in any way he could. And I'm just grateful you were here, bro. This also doesn't exist without you. Of course, bro. Love you. All right. This one. Okay. This is my brother, man. From the start of my music journey till now, it has been us. From jump. We have built all of this together. To be able to be here today and celebrate this with you, Ro, means the world to me. From working from inside your apartment in Lisle to the basement. Indeed. To the basement, to the studio that you have built out from scratch. And to make something like this, bro, I just want to say thank you. I can never truly articulate how grateful I am that God brought us together, bro. But I know that this is just the first step in a long journey that we have together, bro. And I just want everybody, when you hear this album and you see what it does, know this is just as much my album as it is his. Ro produced majority of the entire album. Ro touched every song on this album. Ro mixed every song on this album. Ro has backgrounds on a lot of the joints on this album. Ro is on every song and has left his mark in some way on everything. So I'm gonna stop before I actually do cry. Yeah, oh no, he coming next. So I just want to say I love you and I appreciate you as well, bro. And thank you for making all of this happen. I don't know why he back there, because he knew what was coming. He knew what was coming. He knew what was coming. I don't know why. I don't know why. Come on up. Come on up. Oh no, you gotta get on stage. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right. So now let me actually get in my bag for real.
We gonna tag team this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
You tried to duck, dog.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Hey, that's super crazy.
Will, for those of you who don't know, is my manager. But calling Will my manager puts at a disadvantage everything that he really does, bro.
Talk about it.
Will, real quick, we just gonna start with this. You see them playbills that y'all got in front of y'all right now?
Will did it.
Will did it. Will did all of it.
From scratch, by himself.
For sure. You see those cover arts that are like my album cover in the single arts?
Will did.
Will designed on all of those.
Every last one.
You see the bags that you have in front of you that are made? A lot of us worked on them, but they were Will's idea. Will has also been here with me from the beginning. Yeah. From the beginning, it has been me, Will, and Ro. Yeah. And Josie.
Yeah.
And it's just been a crazy journey until now, bro. Like, I know for a fact that I could not do this without you.
Neither one of us. I couldn't either, dude. Real talk.
And I do my best to show my appreciation to you daily, bro. But words cannot describe how thankful I am for you.
No, sir.
I just want to be very real. Like, the branding that you all see, how well these rollouts look when we actually work them out and you all see them.
Them hats y'all saw, the
them
way they
hats
was
that y'all have on your head.
Come
on. Will. None of this exists without him. Will is a genius. I'm gonna say this really quickly. A lot of people ask me how me and the team work as well as we do, right? You do that by letting geniuses be geniuses, right? The people I have around me are incredible at what they do. And I give them the space to operate however they like to because I know what they've been gifted with, bro. So everything you see is really the brainchild of that. And I appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
Really the general. The general. Try to get out your seat and move, boy. You gonna get these flowers.
For sure. Yeah, man. Nah, not yet.
All right, you done?
Yeah, I think I'm good. Thank you. Oh, can I give thank you? Did you have questions? You have more questions? Okay. Can I give thank yous? I can do that. All right. Cool. That's what I was about to do. I was about to stop. You better get kicked out. So thank you to everybody for pulling up. I want to thank also my mom for being in attendance as well. Yeah, I don't invite my parents to a whole lot of the stuff that I have because I don't know how y'all gonna act. So in situations like this, it always means a whole lot to me when I'm able to have like my family out. So my mom, my godmother, and my godfather are here as well, which is amazing. My siblings are here, scattered. I have 10 siblings, y'all. So it's a lot of them. But they here. Raise your hand if you my brother or sister. PJ, raise your hand. Where Nick at? Where? Oh, hey Nick. Yeah, I just want to say thank you to y'all for coming. Thank you to you all as well. Thank you to iLLANOiZE for hosting this event and PrettyRiot for, you feel me?
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, keeping us on track and coming with excellent questions and just being a part of this. iLLANOiZE actually hosted my first show my first headliner show I ever did in the city. So this is a big circle moment for me. Yeah. Indeed. Oh, where is Boots? Hey, Boots. Hey. Boots, I appreciate you for everything that you do as well, including troll me on the internet 24/7. But I just thank you for everything you do, bro. You know how much I appreciate you, but I want to make sure I say it in front of all these people to hopefully make you uncomfortable as well. Thank you to all the homies, to all the other creatives that are in the building. I know I'm gonna miss a few of y'all. I think I saw Taylor in here, so shout out you to gang. Shout out Fresh and Mellow. I know I saw y'all earlier. Where y'all at? I heard you. It's fine. Thank y'all for being here. Pivot. Thank you to everybody. Seriously.